Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Adacheke here. If you're returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. For all my new subscribers, you are all welcome. And if you have not subscribed yet, remember to subscribe to the channel and watch my other finance video. So today we are talking about paying up debts using the snowball method. I'm going to go right into the video right now to explain how it's been done, how you can pay up your debt using the snowball method.
So the first thing you do is to get a writing material. You get maybe your jotter or your diary or anything that can be handy to you. Then you make 3 lines on it, like so, as I'm doing now. Do this way. So the first here, the first thing here is the debt that you owe. The second is the total amount, and here is the minimum pay. I will explain everything as we go. And here will be extra income or anything of sort. So the first thing you do is to list out all your bills. You list out all the debts that you owe, starting from the smallest one to the biggest one. So if you know all the debts that you owe, you list them out. So you can start with, let's say you owe a medical bill, you owe a car debt, you have credit card debt, you have a loan, and so forth. You have school debt, like school loan or school fees, let me say school fees balance to pay. So you have school loan or debts or fees. Now let's say your medical bill that you have to pay is £100. The car debt is £1,000. The credit card is 1,500. Your loan is £2,000, and the school debt you have to pay is about £15,000, all in pounds. Yeah, I'm assuming before you get to this stage you have done your tracking of expenses, your budgeting, your emergency fund, so you know the minimum amount you need to survive monthly. So let me use myself, the template I've been using on this channel. So I make £1,200 monthly, and out of this 1,200, £600 is my minimum living expenses. So I have £600 left, and I have a total loan of, if you plus 15,000 plus this 17, 18,500, 19,500, 19,600. So I have a total loan of £19,600 to pay, and what is remaining from my money every month is £600. So what do I do with this £600 to be able to pay off 19,600? What I will do is that when you come to your lowest one, you put 25% of what your income is, your remaining income is. You put 25% here, then you share 10% on all other ones. So 25% here, then here 10%, here 10%, here 10%, here 10%. So let's say we are going with 600. So I deposit £100 here. Then for the remaining £500, I deposit another £100 here, £100 here, £100 here, £100 here. So I still have £100 remaining. I come back here and add 150, 130, 120, 110, 110. So now on the first month, I have cancelled out my first debt. I've cancelled this out on my first month, month 1. I've cancelled out my first debt. Also, if you have any extra income, or if you have any side hustle that still brings in money for you, but you did not calculate it in your monthly income, whatever comes from that side hustle also goes into the first debt. All these type of debt paying techniques works with paying off the smallest one. The joy and the motivation that comes that you are able to pay off your first debt helps you to pay off others. Now we still have the balance of 850 here. We still have the balance of 1,380 here. We still have the balance of 1,890 here. We still have the balance of 14,890 here. And we are going the round of the next month. So we are now in the next month, and we'll still have £600 for that next month. So what do? We'll come to this first debt and we'll deposit £200. On the second debt, we'll deposit £150. On the third debt, we'll deposit another £150. And on the last debt, we'll deposit £100. So whenever you are done with your first debt, you transfer what you would have given the first debt and the second debt to the second debt. So now we transfer everything to the second debt. So now this is it. Let's say that in this month we also made an extra income of £100. We'll take that £100 here and put it in the first debt. This is now our first debt, the cash debt. It will be plus £100. That's from your extra side hustle, or from selling something that you do not need anymore, or any other income that comes in that is not in your £600 budget. So now at the end of the second month, this is month 1 and this is month 2, month 1, month 2, month 3. At the end of the second month, we have 850 minus 300, because the first 200 that we put at the second initial will be giving us a total of 550. This one will be giving us a total of 1,230. This one will give us a total of 1,740. This one will give us a total of 14,790. So this is our new debt, and we go in for the third month. On the third month, we still have our £600 to pay off debt, so we'll still go with 200 here, 150 here, 150 here, £100 here, and whatever we make from our side hustle extra income, we'll add it to our first debt, and we continue like that. So by this method, by the 6th month, by the 1st month, we are able to cancel our first debt, and with this method, by the 4th month, we'll be cancelling our second debt, and by the 10th month, we should be cancelling our third debt. So it's a long form of paying off debt, but it's also a sustainable means of paying off your debt. I hope you understand it, and if you have any questions, you can put that down on the comment section.
I hope you're able to understand how you can pay up your debt. So now I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of using the snowball method to pay up your debt. One of the advantages is that the structure. It gives you a structured system of how to pay up your debt. The second one is early gratification, because you are starting from your earliest from your smallest and your most tiny debt. You end up paying it off quickly. Like, you can pay it off maybe within a month or your first 3 months of starting the process. This gives you a sort of sense of fulfillment, that at least you are heading somewhere, you are making progress, and it might also encourage you to keep on going to be able to pay up the other debt. That thing is it is easy to understand. You just lay out all your debts and make out way on how to pay them. So it's easy to understand, it's not complicated. But going to the cons, one of the cons is that is not it does not factor in interest. So if you have a debt that a lot of interest is running on, it might not be the best method for you to pay off your debt. Then secondly, it takes a longer time. Like from the scenario example that I just showed you, you can see that you can be paying this debt for years. So it takes a very long time for you to be able to clear off all your debt, but it's worth trying, because sometimes, like, if you look at all the amount you are owing, like the example I was showing, is like you are owing about 20,000 pounds. That's a huge amount of money, and you are making 1,000 pounds in a month. So if you check, and if you just look at that 20,000 pounds, you say, I will never pay up my debt, and you keep being in debt, you keep accumulating interest, and you never make effort. But if you use this method, you keep reducing all your debts every month. For each month, you reduce your. As another advantage it gives is that you are paying in something in all your debts. So you can actually have a discussion with all the people that you are owing and say, okay, I am owing you 5,000 pounds. I'll be paying you 200 pounds monthly for the period of 2 years, and I'll pay off this debt. And most times you see all these debts collecting societies, even banks, even credit card, they end up accepting these terms, and you can now use your snowball method to factor that in. So you are owing 5,000 pounds, you have agreed to pay 200 pounds every month. So when you are putting in the amount for the payment, you just put in 200 pounds for that particular debt, and you do that for a period of 2 years, and you see that you might be able to pay up a substantial amount of that debt. So it allows you to go in for negotiation with all the people that you're owing debt, and agree on the amount that you can pay them monthly, and the period of time that it will take you to pay off the debt. Also, what I'll have to say is that if you are paying up debt, especially if you have a spouse or a partner, you can also let the person know that you are paying up debt, and the person's support, both moral support or even financial support, can help you to go a long way to stick to your budget and also pay off this debt. If you've not seen my video about budgeting and tracking your expenses and how to what to do with your emergency fund and all that, they are all on this channel. It will help guide you on your financial journey, and I hope you become debt free soon. See you in my next one, and bye bye.